Hey folks, welcome back. Like I promised you, I would have shot this yesterday, but 25, 30 mile an hour winds, gusts up to 35 out of the north. Woo! Wouldn't have been no fun. Sorry I made you wait till today. Anyway, we're out here at the range now. We've got that Rossi R92 44 mag, got that hollow Sun 110 sitting on top of it. And I'm trying a couple of different loads that I've had sitting in the drawer. Well, a couple of them been sitting in the drawer for about 30, 35 years. Trying another load that is from PMC Bronze. And it's a 180 grain bullet, and they listed on the front of the box is getting a average muzzle velocity of 1,750 feet per second. And if they're doing that out of a 5 or 6 inch barrel pistol, these puppies ought to be screaming out of here. So what I'm going to do is we'll fire 10 rounds. First 5 is going to be the PMC, and we'll see how they do. Then the second 5 are going to be a load that I've had sitting in the drawer for at least 2.5, damn near 3 decades. They're 180 grain as well, and they're probably loaded to just about the same specs, more or less. Back when I was loading back then for the 44 mag, I was shooting them out of a pistol, so I didn't load them for rifle data. So these two loads ought to be pretty close together. They're all 180 grain bullets. They're both hollow points, jacketed, so hopefully they'll be pretty close. Going to fire 10 rounds at that target 50 yards downrange. Got a big old black circle set up there. Just going to put the red dot in the middle of it, pull the trigger. See what kind of accuracy we get. We'll go ahead and turn the camera angle around so we can see them as they hit. And hopefully we get some pretty good results. Stand by. All right, we got that target up at 50 yards. Big old black circle. Going to run 5 rounds into it with the new stuff. Show it some love. See how they do. All right, now we're cycling into the older load. See where they go. Boy, you can hear that, the difference. It must be loaded to specials. All right. Let's check it out. Okay. So you might have noticed when I was firing the first shots, you weren't seeing any bullet impacts. And then when I fired the last 5, the loads that had been sitting on the shelf for about 2.5, 3 decades, you finally started seeing some bullet impacts. Now, right here's the lowest one of the last 5. The other 4 hit right in there. You say, Brad, what happened to the first 5 rounds? Well, let me show you. They're all right there. That is a 5-shot group in that wood pallet just above the target. So I'd say them things are more than likely running a good 1750 out of a pistol, and they're probably getting close to 2,000 out of that rifle barrel. It may be 19, but be that as it may. Now this is a hole from an earlier video scene. We've got the 5 here that you saw appear on camera from the loads that were loaded back in the day when I must have been loading for a pistol, and loading for a pistol that I didn't want heavy recoil in. These 5 up here, oh my God, I'm gonna have to adjust that sight. That's for sure. All right, well, let's try something else. What do you say? Stand by. I just love it when a plan falls apart. Okay, as you saw, as we explained in that last little scene, yeah, that PMC, that stuff shoots a fine group, 5-shot group you can cover with a silver dollar. And well, them old loads that are 30 years old, you could certainly hear the difference. And I know I can feel the difference between the two. The PMC is just running all right there into the same spot, but if I'm going to shoot that, I'm going to have to adjust this. That 30-year-old load is basically pretty good for 8-inch circle effectiveness at 50 yards, but they're all over the damn place. So I figured, what the heck, we might as well shoot a few more of them up and dump them in there and see if we can improve that just a little, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. They may just be barn soured. That's what I like to call barn soured. Anyway, without further ado, let's spin that camera around, get it back on the target, and give that target a little more love. What do you say? Stand by. Alrighty then. 10 more rounds from off the back side of the loading shelf from probably 1985, maybe 90. They've been up there a while. There's no doubt about that. Let's see how much we can add to this. Alrighty, let's check that out. Alright, let's look at this shit. Okay, well, I don't know what the deal is. We certainly added some to center mass, and that makes me feel a little better. But then, we've got this wild stuff happening here, and man, I don't know what's causing that. Obviously, if I can sit there and dump those in there, I don't know what's going on with that. Just dip, 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 dip. Who knows? Anyway, so not too bad for 30-year-old load, but I'd sure hate like hell to be shooting at a deer and the shot I fired be one of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and burn some more of them up. What do you say? They're certainly not worth keeping around, and I can load those back to a much better result. Stand by. Okay, so I may have an idea of where those wild rounds are coming from. I noticed a while ago when I'm looking through this Hollow Sun 510 that obviously my range is set up so that the sun is actually south of me and I'm looking south. And as I bring the weapon up at certain points, I have my reticle dot, I have my red dot. But as I pan into the sun, when I get right here, which is basically in line with the target, I have all sorts of reflection images coming from the inside of the scope, and they stay there until I get just beyond the set of target boards. So when I was firing, I might very well have been seeing of what I would call a phantom dot, a dot that really wasn't the one I wanted, because they are present from that point in the arc completely through there. So I've changed the reticle to give me the large circle with the little stadia exit lines with the dot in the center, and this way I shouldn't become confused. I just love it. Let's just bang some steel, what do you say? Now we're using that same load, the old 25, 30-year-old load. Let's see what happens. That was a ring. Move that one. Move that one. The fun thing about that dark green one is I can just barely see the damn thing. Oh, went by that one. Alrighty. I think I got it figured out, man. Stand by. Alrighty. So, this has been a fun one, hasn't it? We discovered a few things. We shot up the rest of that old load. Now, in that box at the other end is 15 rounds, well, 17 rounds of what appears to be factory Federal, and they appear to be probably the same grain weight. I'm just going to fire a couple of them, see how they do. So I was just going to ring a little steel real quick. And you'll be able to hear it if we do. And I'm going to use that big reticle because it's easier to see shit through it. Woo, there's a ka-ting. They're hitting center. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Alrighty. Shut that baby down. Save the battery. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, what do we think? Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think it's turning into a gorgeous day. But, damn. So, the PMCs them puppies are running several inches high. I kind of expected it, but wow. They shoot a really good group. And those Federals that were in that box with that old load, they seem to be all right. And they're punching a little bit heavier than what the load was, the reload. So might go ahead and set those aside for use. And they appear to be hitting just about the same place. I don't have any high shots on the targets that I can see with my 64-year-old eyes. Anyway, so one little thing that just makes me go, and that's the fact that when you get that Holosun 510 at just the right angle, when you're looking on a bright sunny day, at the right angle to the sun, which is right there, you can get those ghost reflections of the interior of the sight and its workings, and that's a little bit kind of a little confusing there. It cost me some shots, but other than that, I'll get used to it, and I can use a different reticle. That won't be an issue. I just like that tiny little dot by itself. But that's fixable, no problem. Well, I hope you guys have fun. Hope you got a little out of it. Hope you learned something. Glad you got to come out and see me, and I'm hoping you're glad you got to see me, and let's all get together and do it again. What do you say? So without any further ado, thanks for stopping by. I love you guys. Hope you have a great Christmas. I don't know if I'll get any shooting done before then. I'm pretty busy. If I don't, then Merry Christmas. And hopefully I'll be seeing you real soon here in a week or two somewhere downrange. Bye.